What's up, e-bike fans? In this video, we got good news and we got some bad news. But the good news is you're going to be able to save a lot of money if you watch this video right from the start, because I'm going to start with that first, and then we're going to roll into some of the bad news about some really big components that are going to be very hard to come by in the near future. So let's get started, and I'll see you on the video. Alright, e-bike fans, in the next 2 days, actually today and tomorrow, you have an opportunity to go ahead and start to save some pretty big money on any of your e-bike accessories. You know, I've been talking about the supply chain shortage and all the issues that we've been having with trying to get parts, components, bikes, etc. All the delays that's going on. But the one good thing is that Amazon is now having their Prime Day sale today and tomorrow, so it will be ending on June 22nd. If you've not been able to see this in time, I'm sorry, but you're going to be missing out some of these deals. But you can always look at some of the after Prime Day deals. So for those of you who don't know how to go ahead and really take advantage of this, one of the things that you can take a look at on your screen here is on the top left. When you log into Amazon or get into it, right at the top, click on Prime Day deals, and you know it'll bring up the whole list of all the top items. But it's the search now moves into Prime Day search mode. So you can like do a maybe bike seat, and it will bring up all of the Prime Day deals right at the bike seat level. So if you're looking like for a Bikeroo seat, you know, if you haven't seen my review yet, check out the other video. You can go ahead and pick it up. Now, don't forget, these actually will run out if you wait too long. Bikeroos are, you know, some of the more popular seats that are out there. I did do a search here for Cloud9. Cloud9 does not have anything going on special right now. I know that's the #1 selling seat. My opinion, Bikeroo is a good second behind it. Now, if you're looking for a Zoom suspension seat for your Lectric XP, don't forget you need to get a 31.6mm seat. Post. Okay, so you have this one here at $27.99. That's a Prime deal. It's cheaper than what I sell on my site. You know, if you're not a Prime member though, you're gonna have to pay, you know, the extra $5.60 that's on this. But I did want to bring, you know, something that I was kind of happy about is that I have that red Zoom seat post. This is a 31.6mm post, so it is guaranteed to fit in the Lectric 1.0, which is the original Lectric, and the 2.0, both the step through and the classic step over models. This seat post will fit. Now, I only have the red one in stock, the red top. Now, it's hardly visible when you actually put your seat on it. So if you're looking just for a black one, well, this one will do. And I'm telling you, at $29.95 I have on my site. That includes shipping, that includes tax. That's what you pay, I guess what they say, out the door. What you also get that I don't see anybody else offering is you actually get the Allen key. I will include this in it as part of a free gift, and this is to make sure that you have the tool to adjust and get this installed. With the Lectric, you have a quick release, so you don't need anything to go ahead and make this go on. Now, the only thing you might need for your seat is to remove a bracket. Most of the time, you can just go ahead and take off a bracket. A crescent wrench, or I think it's a 14mm, can take that off. And we have this. I have the red one in stock right now. I am having supply chain issues getting the black top ones. Some of these dealers on Amazon still have them, but just make sure you get the 31.6mm, okay? The thing is, I'm selling it for $29.95. This one guy's selling it for $29.99. And as long as it's 31.6mm, it will work in, again, the Lectric XPs out there. If you have a different model of bike, you might want to check to see what your post size is before you do your ordering on that. But again, it's a great time to go ahead and get it. Just make sure that you're not getting the wrong size. So make sure they have the right selection. A lot of these guys are selling it for $39.99 as their deal. So, you know, buy it from me, you get it for $10 cheaper. I am getting some of the silver posts and the black posts coming in probably in about another 6 weeks. You can always send me an email at info@ebikeproducts.com let me know that you are interested in these, and I will update you specifically and send you an email when they do come in. And we have those. I am also going to do a test run of the 27.2mm. So for those of you, I think, that have some of the rad bikes and other ones, those will be coming in. I only got the black post with the black tops because those are the most popular. And again, it's a test. I'm only going to have a limited amount, and I believe those are coming in, hopefully with the order that's supposed to be here within the next month or so. It's already, like I said, some of it's at the port. It's just taking forever to get past customs. And once it comes in, you know, we'll get it, and I'll be letting you on that. I will have links to these as well in the description below, and you can take a look at that. Now, let's move on to the bigger I guess, the bad news that's out there. Right now, Shimano is having an issue where the government has actually did a mandated shutdown of the factory in Malaysia. And for those of you who don't know, most of the bikes that we get nowadays with quality parts have Shimano on them, which is one of the big reasons why there's a lot of delays in the manufacturing side of a lot of the other factories out there. So here's give you an idea of how big a problem this is. Well, let's start with the story that's behind this. On May 29th, Malaysia Prime Minister said that he's going to announce a 14-day shutdown of the country. But Shimano was allowed to continue working at 60% capacity because they're so important to the whole industry. I mean, in Malaysia, Taiwan, China, everybody runs Shimano parts on a lot of their different bikes out there. So there's kind of like an essential business. Well, what happened is on June 10th, Malaysia starts actually having more issues with COVID and they're having bigger problems. What that causes is that they now have their factories closed to the 28th of this month. So it's as of today is another 7 more days. And this is already, they've been shut down for 11 days. So they've been completely shut down of being able to manufacture the main Shimano components that we all come to love right now, which means the railers, the brakes, rotors, hubs. We're talking majority of the market out there that uses all of these Shimano parts out there. We're having an industry issue that we're not going to be able to get these parts on the bikes, and that means manufacturing is going to have issues as well. In fact, I've heard that there have been potentially some e-bike companies that were coming up. They decided to just go ahead and not even launch as a company anymore because they just can't get bikes. They're not going to be able to do it. It's going to take almost like an extra year for parts to come in for them. Some have said delays are at the end of 2022 before parts will come out. So keep that in mind. This is a global industry problem right now. Chinese factories in general, in 2018, they produced 95% of the bikes. Of the 17 million bikes sold in the United States, 95% of them came from China. So we're also now having with parts that are supposed to come from Malaysia, especially the main OEM parts that come into the main bikes that need to be shipped over to China. And now they're having this port issue that I mentioned before. Shenzhen has a port called Yantian, and it's the 4th largest container port in the world. And what that means is that about 25% of goods, literally 25% of stuff we get here in the United States has been completely backlogged there. They have I guess 2 days ago, a satellite picture showed 160,000 40-foot containers that are waiting to be exported out. And they have all these ships that are out there waiting. There's been lockdowns for some of or crews that have to go into quarantine. So this is a big issue out there. Like I said, 25% of U.S. goods. And that means stuff for Amazon, Home Depot, Walmart, IKEA, Walgreens, Hasbro, even Tesla, QVC, Joann Fabrics. I mean, these are all big companies that are named that are now being completely backlogged because of what's happening in these China ports because of the virus issues that's hitting them. So we're having these big backlogs not only because the factories are now not in service, and then also we're having that where the parts need to be shipped over to China, and then from China they go ahead and manufacture or put together the bikes and then have to be shipped out of there as well. So what a lot of companies have been asking to do is don't go to the port that's in Shenzhen, which means they have to put all of these bikes onto trucks and then truck them to another port, which can be, that has less stringent lockdowns. And the problem with that is cost. These guys are a truck costs a lot of money to have stuff moved around in that country. And, China's huge. They have to go big distances to the next port that has to be done. So they're anticipating we're already going to see even issues going into Christmas. Just a forewarning, I'm actually starting to look for my potential next bike for doing reviewing, or what I can potentially look for as I'd love to hear what you guys want to see reviewed. What is the number one bike out there that is next to be in line that's going to be the most popular bike out there? Who can actually get stuff? I mean, I heard even the other video that I did, Home Depot is actually contracting their own ship. So they don't have to worry about sharing ships with everybody else, because I hear that Walmart's even been pushing they've been overpaying to get their stuff put on boats as a priority over others. So this is like all of the other issues that are just going on. I mean, you guys all know that there's already a car shortage. So we're having all of these issues that's coming in. If you're going to be buying a bike and you can put your order in now, try to secure it. And if I were you, I'd even try to call in to say, are the bikes already on the water? Because that's going to be a big deal there as well. I just had a great conversation with Josh from Amp Rides USA, and I'm going to be doing a bike review of one of his limited bike models that are out there, and he's saying that there are base models that are still actually on its way, but you got to put your orders in now for anything that you're looking into. Something as simple as the zoom post. As soon as I placed the order to come in, immediately they're already saying that the raw materials for this to make these have already gone up so much that I had to pay, an extra premium price. That $39.99, I don't doubt I'm going to have to start paying, charging those prices to get it, because everything's costing so much more to get it. I have opted to let my orders come in 2 months later because I don't want to raise the prices. And maybe when my order finally gets here, I'll be the only one still at the lower prices because I got them at better prices. And I don't know if I'll be ordering more after that. I ordered a lot, so they're still coming in. And even the other items that I just want to start bringing in to bring on the site, I don't know what's the outcome of when all of the delays are going to hit me as well. So for those of you that are thinking about bike parts, for those of you who are taking advantage of Prime Day right now, go ahead and do your shopping. Get prices as cheap as you possibly can. Don't expect to be able to get a lot of Shimano parts. I mean, 70% of bikes actually on the global market have Shimano parts on them. So that's a lot of parts already. Just keep in mind that the higher end Shimano parts are actually made in Japan. But the majority of the lower end models that are on most of the bikes that come out of the factories, they don't buy the high end stuff. I don't know. I mean, I do like higher quality gearing on my bikes. Now that I have paddle shifters on it versus something that's on the majority of the low end, more economical bikes that are the push button, you're not going to be able to get those as much as you. Those are going to be all more expensive coming out. Even the brake systems. If you want hydraulic brakes, you might be able to pay for the higher premium ones. Now, they cost a lot more than the mechanical Shimano brakes that are out there as well. So we may see other brands on bikes, and that'll be a great thing, because if those new brands can actually have better competition with Shimano when they come back online, then we'll see prices perhaps be lower in the market as these other companies can go and ramp up their production and be more competitive in the market. It is what it is. Basically, this is just like I said, a news brief. Just know that that's where we're at right now. And if you thinking about buying an e-bike for someone for Christmas, maybe perhaps look into getting one now. I would say call ahead to any of the bike, or if you can, email them and ask them when these expected shipments are. They stuff that's coming from China, or is it already on the water? Find out where they are, because if it's on the water, at least the only delays are stuff that's going to be locally here as our custom ports, and those are already 2 to 3 weeks backlogged. So it's a supply chain issue, and no one's to blame other than what happened with the virus that just spread throughout the world, and it's just time for us to catch back up. We'll just have to see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. If you like these type of news updates, you want to hear more, please make sure you comment below, like videos like this. It helps to get the YouTube algorithm letting me know that we should do more of these type of videos as well. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm doing more and more of these as we come about. You're going to see some really cool bike updates, or at least finally a really cool review that I get to do top to bottom of a bike that I did a lot of riding on over the last week, and putting that together. Don't forget to, again, subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.